Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven has orchestrated this very moment for you to hear these words. You have not stumbled upon this message by chance. God has paused the noise around you to whisper something sacred into your spirit. You are being positioned. Every closed door, every delay, every lonely night, it was all divine setup. You have been in a hidden season, but heaven has been working behind the scenes, rearranging the pieces of your life so that when the appointed time comes, everything will align perfectly. You've been asking, why did they leave? Why did it fall apart? The truth is this: God removed what could not stay so that what must come can find its way to you. There is someone being prepared right now, someone whose steps are being ordered toward you. This is not ordinary. This is prophetic alignment. God is sending someone into your life who carries an assignment that connects directly with your purpose. They will not come to complete you, but to confirm what heaven already placed inside you. Can you feel it? The air around your spirit has shifted. Your heart senses something new approaching. It's like the quiet before dawn, still, yet full of expectation. Don't mistake the silence for absence. It's divine tension before breakthrough. Heaven moves quietly before it moves suddenly. You've been refined in fire, shaped in hidden places, trained through pain. God has been pruning you, cutting away what could not carry fruit for the next season. You were never rejected, you were redirected. You were never abandoned, you were being anointed. What felt like loss was actually protection. The delay was discipline, the silence was strategy. Now, heaven whispers, prepare yourself. I am sending someone. You see, divine relationships are not built through coincidence, they are built through calling. The person God is sending into your life is not coming to entertain you, but to elevate you. They are not a distraction, they are a destiny partner. When they arrive, your spirit will recognize them before your mind does. Chosen one, hear this: when God sends someone, the enemy will try to send counterfeits first. That's why discernment must lead you. Don't rush into connections just because you feel lonely. Loneliness is not a license to settle, it is an invitation to prepare. God hides his best gifts in timing, and you are approaching divine timing now. Your preparation has been painful because your purpose is powerful. God has been preparing you for a partnership that will change everything. The conversations you've had with God in secret, he's been having similar conversations with the person he's sending. You are both being refined in separate places so that when your paths cross, the connection will not be carnal, it will be covenantal. You may feel unworthy, but heaven disagrees. You may think it's too late, but time bends under divine will. This message comes as confirmation. Don't give up. Don't assume that everyone who left was supposed to stay. Don't mourn what was never meant to make it into your next chapter. God has reserved something better, something purer, something directly tied to your calling. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 21, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. That is your word, the vision, your purpose, your divine meeting, your connection. It's for an appointed time. You are standing on the edge of that appointed time right now. Heaven has begun to shift the winds in your favor. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. Heaven is sending help. But you must stay awake in the spirit. Pay attention to the nudges, to the dreams, to the people who suddenly appear with words that echo what you've been praying in private. When they come, you will know not through emotion, but through peace. The peace of God is the signature of his will. So take a deep breath. Chosen one, lift your head. You are about to step into divine alignment. When this connection enters your life, do not doubt it. Do not overthink it. Simply walk in obedience. The moment you recognize it, acknowledge it with gratitude and guard it in prayer. Heaven will do the rest. Now, before this moment passes, if these words have resonated with your spirit, do not scroll away. Type 777 in the comments as a prophetic act of agreement. Hit like, share this message so another chosen one can be awakened, and subscribe if you have not yet done so. Because this is only the beginning. Heaven is still speaking, and you are part of the story being written. You were never overlooked. You were reserved. And what God is sending your way will be worth every tear, every prayer, and every wait. Stay ready, your divine encounter is closer than you think. Chosen one. There is a sacred reason for your isolation. The silence around you has not been punishment, it has been preparation. Heaven has been removing the noise so you can hear the still, small voice of God. What you've called loneliness was actually separation. You were not being cut off, you were being set apart. God saw that certain people could no longer walk with you into the next chapter because they were tied to the old version of you. You've noticed how some conversations suddenly feel empty, how familiar spaces no longer bring comfort, how even people you once trusted now misunderstand you. That's not rejection, it's revelation. Heaven is showing you who was for your assignment and who was only for your season. When destiny calls, comfort must go silent. In this divine separation, you are learning the difference between being busy and being fruitful, between being surrounded and being connected. God has been teaching you solitude, because in solitude He reveals secrets. When you are surrounded by noise, His whisper gets lost. But when you are still, His instruction becomes clear. This is why the pruning hurts. It's cutting away every branch that does not bear fruit for your future. There are times you have cried out, God, why did you take them? But if you had seen what they would have done to your destiny, you would have thanked Him sooner. The pruning is painful, yes, but necessary. You cannot carry the weight of the next season with attachments that belong to the past one. God is not punishing you. He is protecting His investment in you. Chosen one. Isolation is not the end of your story. It is the birthplace of revelation. Every prophet, every chosen vessel, every anointed carrier of purpose had to walk through the wilderness before entering their promised place. David was alone when he was anointed. Joseph was forgotten before he was promoted. Jesus Himself withdrew often to desolate places to pray. Heaven does its best work in hidden places. You have wondered why your prayers lately seem heavier, why your dreams feel more vivid, why your discernment has grown sharper. It is because heaven has upgraded your spiritual sensitivity. You are being trained to hear and see on a higher frequency. The separation is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to develop you. When God isolates, He intends to reveal identity. The world defines you by your surroundings, but heaven defines you by your calling. You are learning now to stand alone without collapsing. The divine silence around you is teaching you self-control, maturity, and discernment. The version of you that is emerging through this season is wiser, calmer, and stronger. In this quiet, you have discovered that peace is not the absence of storms. It's the presence of God in the middle of them. You have learned to be still and know that He is God, even when everything seems uncertain. That stillness is your strength. You no longer chase validation, you guard revelation. As you walk through this sacred silence, remember that separation always precedes elevation. You are being lifted, not left behind. When God removes people, it's because He's preparing to reveal Himself. You are not losing. You are leveling up. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. He won't leave. Take that to heart. Even when you feel completely alone, you are never abandoned. God walks beside you, even in the spaces where no one else can go. Every tear you've cried in secret has been recorded in heaven's book. Every sleepless night has been noticed by the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps. You are not missing out on life. You are being prepared for the kind of life others can only dream of. When you emerge from this silent season, you will carry a depth that draws the right people to you, not through effort, but through essence. Your spirit will shine with peace, and those meant for you will recognize it instantly. Do not rush this process. Do not seek to fill the silence with substitutes. Let the pruning continue until it produces purity. The right people will meet you when you are whole, not when you are hurried. The silence is sacred soil. Let God finish planting in you what will one day bloom before nations. Chosen one, breathe. You are in the middle of transformation. Heaven is not late, it is thorough. When this season ends, you will see why the silence was necessary. You will thank God for every goodbye that led to your becoming. Stand firm, keep your peace, and trust the process. The silence is not punishment, it is prophecy. You are being shaped into the vessel heaven can trust for what's coming next. And when God sends that person into your life, you will know it will feel like peace meeting purpose. Chosen one, before heaven brings a divine connection into your life, it often begins with a whisper. This whisper doesn't come through thunder or flashing lights. It comes through the quiet stirring of your spirit. You begin to sense something shifting inside you. You can't explain it, but you feel it, an awakening, a gentle pull towards something greater. This is how heaven announces the approach of destiny. You've probably felt this before, a strange longing, a deep anticipation that doesn't match your current reality. It's not anxiety, it's prophecy. Your spirit is picking up on what heaven is preparing. That's why distractions suddenly become intolerable, and why surface-level conversations feel draining. You are being tuned to a higher frequency because a divine appointment is on the horizon. Chosen one. You must understand that God never brings something new into a life cluttered with noise. He sends the whisper first to prepare your spirit. The whisper says, "Be still." Something holy is coming. It invites you to lean in, to listen closer. The world shouts, but heaven whispers, and only those who quiet their souls can hear it. This whisper can come through scripture, through nature, through the words of a stranger, or through an unexplainable peace that settles over your heart. That peace is heaven's language. It is the divine signal that God is near and something sacred is unfolding. Every chosen one must learn to recognize the whisper, for it carries instruction. It might tell you to release something, to forgive someone, or to move in a direction that doesn't make sense to logic. But faith doesn't follow logic, it follows obedience. The whisper is not loud because God desires intimacy, not performance. Those who walk closely with him hear what the crowd cannot. There is a moment, right before divine introduction, when the spiritual realm grows unusually still. You may feel restless or even emotional for no reason. Don't dismiss it. That is your spirit aligning with God's timing. Heaven often sends a holy discomfort before releasing a holy connection. It's his way of making sure you don't settle for the wrong thing when the right one is approaching. The whisper carries confirmation. It may come through repeated words, through songs that echo your prayers, or through scriptures that suddenly come alive to you. That's why you must stay alert, not paranoid, but spiritually aware. You are not imagining things, you are discerning movement in the unseen. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians chapter 2 verse 9, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." This verse is not distant, it's happening now. The whisper is heaven's announcement that unseen things are already being arranged for you. Someone's steps are being aligned toward your path. Their obedience will collide with your faith, and together it will birth destiny. You may not know their name yet, but heaven does. You may not see how your story connects to theirs, but the author has already written the meeting. And right now, he's preparing both hearts. That's why he's stirring you awake. That's why he's whispering, "Get ready." When the whisper comes, don't ignore it. Don't brush it off as coincidence. Write it down. Pray over it. Ask for confirmation, not out of doubt, but out of desire for clarity. Heaven loves to respond to a listening heart. Sometimes the whisper will tell you to pause when you're ready to move, and sometimes it will tell you to move when you want to stay. That's the rhythm of divine timing, obedience before understanding. And when you follow that rhythm, everything begins to flow in supernatural order. Chosen one. You're standing in a holy moment right now. The whisper is already around you through these very words, through the peace rising in your spirit as you read. That peace is not random. It is the signature of God. It's His way of saying, "I'm here. I'm doing something new." Before the manifestation, there is always the whisper. Before the door opens, there is always a knock in your spirit. Pay attention. You are not waiting for a sign. You are the sign that heaven is at work. Now, if this word has touched something deep inside you, let your spirit respond. Type "I hear you" in the comments below. It is more than words. It is a declaration that your heart is open, that your ears are tuned to heaven's frequency. Each time you write it, you're saying, "Speak, Lord, I am listening." The whisper is not just sound, it is strategy. Heaven is preparing you for the encounter that will confirm your calling. So stay still, stay pure, and stay ready. The voice that guided you into isolation is now guiding you into divine alignment. Soon, what you feel in your spirit will manifest before your eyes. You won't have to chase it. It will find you. And when it does, you'll remember this moment, the moment heaven whispered first. Chosen one. When heaven decides to move, everything begins to shift at once. Suddenly, what felt stagnant starts to stir. What seemed delayed begins to accelerate. Things that once made sense start falling apart, not because you failed, but because divine timing has arrived. Heaven's interruption never asks for your permission. It simply steps in and rearranges everything so that purpose can take its rightful place. You might look around right now and see confusion, relationships fading, plans collapsing, routines breaking. But this is not chaos. This is construction. God is tearing down what was built on sand so He can rebuild on solid rock. You've prayed for a new season, and heaven has answered. The shift you're feeling is that answer being delivered. Sometimes God interrupts to protect you from what you cannot yet perceive. What you call delay is actually the mercy of God rerouting you. You were ready to move, but He saw what was waiting ahead, the trap, the heartbreak, the spiritual drain, so He stopped it. You thought it was rejection, but it was redirection. Every divine interruption carries purpose. It shakes what is temporary to reveal what is eternal. It exposes idols, purifies motives, and forces you to rely fully on God. When He interrupts, He is not taking something from you. He is making room for something greater. You've been sensing this shift lately. Old cycles no longer satisfy you. You can't tolerate small talk or shallow atmospheres. That's because your spirit has outgrown where it once fit. Divine timing demands divine space. When heaven interrupts, comfort becomes too small for your calling. This season is teaching you to trust what you cannot trace. God doesn't explain every move because faith requires mystery. You may not see the full picture yet, but you can trust the painter. The brushstrokes of his providence are often confusing up close but perfect from above. Chosen one, do not fear the sudden shifts. They are not punishments, they are prophetic movements. You've asked for open doors, and now God is shaking the walls around you to reveal them. You've prayed for purpose, and He's dismantling distractions to make room for it. This is not the end of something precious. It is the unveiling of something powerful. Heaven is not silent, it's strategic. The delay you thought was inactivity was actually incubation. Seeds grow in silence, and breakthroughs are born in stillness. You are walking through the transition between prophecy and manifestation, the tension of becoming what you were created to be. When God interrupts, it's never convenient. The disciples were fishing when Jesus called them to follow Him. Moses was tending sheep when the burning bush appeared. Mary was living quietly when the angel greeted her with destiny. Divine timing often comes disguised as disruption. You may not have seen it yet, but the hand of God is moving people, opportunities, and alignments into place right now. Someone you've never met is being prepared to recognize your light. A door you've not yet knocked on is already unlocked. All you need to do is stay in position, trusting, not striving. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 37, verse 7. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. That word still holds power today. Be still. Don't panic when others seem ahead of you. Don't envy those who rise quickly by compromise. Your pace is divine. God's interruptions are not delays. They are alignments. He is synchronizing your timeline with heaven's clock. If you could see the fullness of what's being arranged behind the curtain, you would not question a single pause. Heaven's timing never misses. Every heartbreak, every closed door, every shift, it's been meticulously orchestrated to lead you here. To the threshold of divine connection. You might not know it, but this is the season of convergence. Everything that seemed disconnected will soon make sense. The broken pieces will align like a mosaic, forming a masterpiece you could never have designed alone. That's what divine interruption does. It rearranges your fragments into purpose. So when you feel the ground shaking, do not fear. When you feel plans crumbling, don't try to rebuild what God is dismantling. Let the old fall so the new can rise. The shift is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Chosen one. Heaven is interrupting your routine because it's time. Time for divine introduction, time for sacred alignment, time for your purpose to collide with the person who carries the next key. The winds have changed. What once was still is now alive again. Stand firm in this moment. Rest in the knowing that your life is not spiraling, it's being orchestrated. You are walking through a divine interruption that will soon reveal divine intention. What you lose in comfort, you gain in clarity. What you surrender in control, you receive in purpose. The shift you feel is heaven moving. Trust it. Yield to it. And when everything settles again, you'll see what felt like disruption was actually deliverance. Chosen one. Sometimes the greatest answers from heaven come wrapped in ordinary faces. God's messengers rarely arrive with halos or radiant light. Often, they appear as strangers, friends, or even someone who seems entirely unexpected. That's how God works. He hides greatness in simplicity, divinity in disguise. The one he is sending to you may not look like the miracle you prayed for, but within them rests the key to your next door. It may be a mentor, a friend, or a partner. You might meet them in a place you never planned to go, during a moment that feels unremarkable. But when heaven orchestrates a meeting, even the smallest encounter becomes sacred. You won't recognize them by appearance, but by alignment. There will be a peace, a familiarity that words can't explain, as if your spirit sighs in relief and says, "There you are." This person will not come to rescue you. They will come to remind you. They'll speak to the part of you that's been silent, the dream you buried, the purpose you almost gave up on. Their words will feel like light entering a room that's been closed for years. They may not even know what they're doing, but God will use their presence as a mirror to reflect your own calling back to you. When they appear, don't dismiss them because of how they look or where they come from. Heaven hides its treasures in humility. You might think, "They don't look like someone who can help me." But that's the mystery of God. He uses the unexpected to perform the extraordinary. The carpenter's son became the savior of the world. A fisherman became the apostle who walked on water. The divine hides behind the ordinary, so only those with discernment will see. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That promise includes the people He's sending. They are part of His plan for your prosperity, not just material, but spiritual, emotional, and eternal. When God aligns hearts, He multiplies purpose. This person may walk into your life quietly, but their impact will echo loudly. They will not drain you, they will pour into you. They will not compete with your light, they will help you shine brighter. You will not have to chase their attention because divine connections are drawn, not forced. When you recognize them, treat the encounter as holy ground. God is entrusting you with a gift wrapped in human form. Nurture it, honor it, pray over it, protect it from gossip, from fear, from doubt. And while you listen to this message, if something inside you feels a spark of recognition, if it feels like these words are describing what you've been sensing, take a moment and breathe it in. You are not imagining it. Heaven is confirming it. Chosen one, I want you to understand something deeper. Messages like this, words that meet you right where you are, flow because heaven desires connection, not transaction. But for this light to keep reaching the world, it takes many small candles burning together. If this word has spoken to your spirit, I invite you gently, sincerely to support the flow. When you like this message, it helps it reach another soul who's praying in silence right now. When you share, it becomes the seed that finds another chosen one in their midnight hour. When you subscribe, you keep yourself connected to this prophetic rhythm, ensuring you never miss when heaven speaks again. And if you feel led in your heart, consider donating. Not out of pressure, but out of partnership. Every contribution is like oil in the lamp. It keeps the flame burning, allowing this light to travel further and touch more lives. Think of it as watering a well that refreshes thousands. Your generosity, no matter how small, is sacred. It becomes part of the testimony. Every soul that finds peace through these words will also carry your fingerprint of kindness. Chosen one, heaven honors the hand that gives, the heart that shares, the soul that sows into divine soil. But more than anything, it honors your obedience. The very act of listening, of pausing here instead of scrolling past, shows that your spirit is tuned to heaven's frequency. So keep your heart open. The one God is sending may already be on their way. They may not come with loud announcements or flashing signs, but you will know them by the calm that surrounds your spirit when they arrive. And when they do, remember this moment, how heaven prepared you, whispered to you, and confirmed through these words that destiny often walks in human form. Stay watchful. Beloved, heaven's messenger is closer than you think, and their arrival will mark the beginning of your next divine chapter. Chosen one. When heaven sends someone into your life, the sign is not always thunderous. It is often quiet, gentle, yet unmistakably divine. Discernment becomes your compass. For God does not just connect people by convenience. He aligns spirits by calling. Before you meet them face to face, heaven will already have intertwined your purposes. The key to recognizing them is not through what they say first, but what your spirit feels when they enter your atmosphere. There is a kind of peace that speaks louder than words. When a connection is divine, it does not drain, it restores. You find yourself breathing easier, thinking clearer, feeling seen without having to explain yourself. Divine alignment always carries peace as its signature. Chaos and confusion are not companions of God's appointments. So when someone enters your world and brings stillness to your soul, pay attention. Heaven might be whispering through their presence. You will recognize divine alignment through spiritual harmony, not surface attraction. Flesh looks at appearance. Spirit feels purpose. The one heaven sends will carry a fire that does not compete with yours, it complements it. When you speak of faith, their eyes light up. When you share your dreams, they listen with understanding. When you fall silent, they don't rush to fill the space, they rest with you in it. Chosen one. Remember that divine alignment never feels forced. It flows. It does not demand. It invites. You will sense grace surrounding your conversations, a mutual reverence for God, a shared hunger for truth. And while the world measures compatibility by convenience, heaven measures it by calling. This person will not always share your background, but they will share your burden. This is the beauty of divine orchestration. God sends people who speak the language of your soul without needing translation. You'll feel it deep inside, like recognizing a melody you've never heard before, yet somehow always known. That is the language of heaven: peace, purpose, and presence moving in perfect unity. You'll know them by their fruit. Their presence will produce joy, not jealousy, growth, not guilt. You'll pray together and feel strength rise. You'll talk about dreams and feel heaven's wind behind your words. These are not just emotional sensations, they are spiritual confirmations. Heaven speaks clearly through the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. That's the secret to divine recognition. You must first be tuned to the shepherd's voice. When you know his tone, you can discern his echo in others. The voice of God is never manipulative or confusing. It is steady and sure. And when he sends someone into your life, their presence will echo that same peace. Chosen one. This is why your solitude was necessary. God had to clear the noise so you could recognize his sound. If you had met this person too early, you would have mistaken their peace for plainness. But now your spirit is mature enough to perceive that stillness is not boredom. It's divine balance. You'll find that everything about this connection feels purposeful. Conversations flow naturally. Timing aligns without effort. Even the challenges will feel sacred, as if designed to strengthen you both instead of separate you. You will not have to chase clarity. It will unfold like morning light across your path. And when the moment comes, your spirit will say, "This feels right." Not because it's easy, but because it carries heaven's fragrance. That peace you feel, it's not a coincidence, it's confirmation. So, as a prophetic act of agreement, type 999 in the comments below, not as a superstition, but as a declaration that you are ready to recognize what heaven is sending. The number is symbolic 3 nines, completion tripled, representing that what God began in you is about to come full circle. When you write it, you're saying, Lord, align my discernment. Let me see through your eyes. Don't let fear make you doubt what peace already confirmed. The enemy imitates noise, but he cannot imitate peace. That is why you must stay anchored. When you feel confusion, pause and pray. When you feel calm, move forward with confidence. Heaven has been preparing both of you. While you were learning patience, they were learning purpose. While you were healing, they were growing. And now, the currents of divine timing are guiding you toward each other. Be still. Chosen one. Keep your heart pure and your discernment sharp. The signs are already unfolding. You won't need to chase them, you'll simply recognize them when they appear. God is not sending you someone to test you, but to teach you how loved you truly are. The sign won't come through noise, but through knowing. It will arrive wrapped in peace, confirmed in prayer, and sustained by purpose. So lift your head, breathe, and prepare your spirit. Your alignment is nearer than you think. Chosen one, discernment is the shield of every destiny carrier. Heaven has sent you light, but the enemy will always try to counterfeit it. Before the divine connection arrives, the deceiver often sends distractions, people who look right, sound right, even pray right, but carry a hidden agenda designed to drain your spirit and derail your path. You must remember that not everyone who enters your life is sent by heaven. Some arrive because of your light, others are drawn by your fire but have no intention of keeping it burning. You carry something powerful, an anointing that both attracts and intimidates. Darkness recognizes it even before you do. That's why discernment must go before emotion. The enemy's tactic has always been imitation. He cannot create, he can only copy. So he sends counterfeits to distract the chosen. These are people who come with intensity but lack integrity, who speak in promises but act in manipulation. They rush connection, blur boundaries, and confuse peace with passion. But divine connections do not demand, they confirm. Chosen one, take a moment and breathe. The reason you've been disappointed before is not because you're naive, but because your heart is pure. You believe people at face value while heaven was still testing their fruit. Now you are wiser. Now you know that discernment is not suspicion, it's spiritual awareness clothed in wisdom. Do not harden your heart because of betrayal. Let every false connection become a lesson, not a wound. Every time someone left, heaven revealed something: that your value is not up for debate, that your purpose cannot be manipulated. What the enemy meant for harm, God has turned into holy discernment. Chosen one, you can no longer afford to connect carelessly. Your assignment is too sacred. Every person who has access to you carries influence, whether they realize it or not. This is why God hides you until you learn to guard your gates, your eyes, your ears, your emotions. Discernment is not about judging others, it's about protecting the atmosphere that carries your purpose. You have to test spirits. Not everyone who says, "I'm with you," is truly walking with you. Some come to observe, others to imitate, a few to sabotage. And yet, God allows them to appear so that your discernment sharpens. Each counterfeit teaches you how to recognize authenticity more clearly. That is why the trials of false connection are not curses, they are classrooms. Chosen one, you've matured through deception. You've learned that some smiles hide jealousy, some prayers hide control, and some love hides agenda. But even in this revelation, you must not grow bitter. Bitterness blinds, wisdom refines, as Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 16. You will know them by their fruits. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? The fruit never lies. You'll know the difference between a divine and deceptive connection by what they produce in you. The divine will draw you closer to peace, purpose, and purity. The deceptive will push you toward confusion, compromise, and exhaustion. So when someone new enters your life, ask yourself, does this connection bring clarity or chaos? Do I feel safe or do I feel drained? Divine connections bring light, false ones cast shadow. When it's from God, you'll feel alignment, not anxiety. You'll grow in faith, not fear. You must also pay attention to timing. Counterfeits often appear right before the real thing does. They are spiritual distractions sent to test your readiness. If you pass this test, if you choose patience over pressure, you'll meet the one heaven has truly ordained. Your discernment is your defense. It's not paranoia, it's prophecy. God speaks to you through impressions, unease, and sudden stillness. When you sense that something is off, trust that nudge. That is not doubt, it's divine alert. Heaven whispers warnings before wounds. Chosen one, you are not being too cautious, you are being wise. The one who is truly for you will not be offended by your discernment. They will honor your boundaries and respect your process. The counterfeit will push. The divine will wait. Understand this, the deeper your calling, the fewer your companions. That's not loneliness, it's divine filtration. God removes excess so that your path stays pure. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to stand out, to walk carefully, to love wisely. And when the right one comes, you'll know it because the fruit will match your faith. Their actions will echo your prayers. Their presence will bring peace, not confusion. They won't need to convince you, they'll simply align. So be still. Chosen one, keep your discernment sharp, your heart clean, and your focus steady. Heaven is not testing you to break you, it's preparing you to recognize truth without hesitation. The counterfeit always comes before the crown, but you are wiser now. You will not miss what is meant for you. Chosen one, heaven does not speak in confusion. When God is sending someone into your life, He always provides confirmation, subtle, layered, yet unmistakable once your spirit learns to listen. Divine confirmation is the language of alignment. It shows up in patterns, whispers through scripture, and repeats through circumstances until you finally understand. This is not coincidence. This is heaven speaking. You've likely already experienced glimpses of these confirmation codes, repeated numbers that seem to appear everywhere, dreams that echo the same message, moments when you overhear a phrase that mirrors your secret prayer. These are not random signs. They are divine signals designed to capture your attention. God uses them to reassure you that you're walking the right path. Before divine alignment becomes visible, it becomes felt. Heaven always confirms inwardly before revealing outwardly. That is why peace arrives before proof. You will know something is from God when peace precedes explanation. The carnal mind demands evidence, but the spiritual heart senses harmony. Chosen one. Divine confirmation doesn't always appear through miracles, it often shows up in mundane details. You'll hear a specific verse multiple times from different sources. You'll sense the same word echoing in your thoughts, sermons, and conversations. When God speaks, His voice reverberates until the heart He's calling finally responds. Sometimes divine confirmation comes through a dream that lingers longer than others, one that carries a clarity no ordinary dream can hold. In that dream, you may see symbols, doors opening, lights surrounding someone, paths merging, rivers meeting. These images carry prophetic weight. They are heaven's way of preparing you to recognize what's coming. You'll also experience confirmation through scripture. You may open the Bible randomly only to find a verse that mirrors your current situation with precise accuracy. That is not chance, it's choreography. Heaven moves through even the smallest motions when destiny is at stake. The Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 14, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." Being led by the Spirit means being guided by confirmation rather than chaos. You don't chase signs, you follow peace. When something or someone is truly sent by God, the Holy Spirit will affirm it not once but repeatedly, through multiple channels: dreams, scriptures, moments of quiet knowing. Chosen one. Notice how your spirit reacts around certain people. If you feel restless, uneasy, or drained, take that as a warning. But if you feel grounded, calm, and inspired, pay attention. God often speaks through emotional resonance. The peace that surrounds a divine connection is supernatural. It cannot be counterfeited. You might also notice timing aligning in improbable ways. You'll run into the same person repeatedly, or they'll say the exact phrase you prayed silently just the night before. Heaven arranges moments like these so you can't write them off as luck. It is as if eternity bends closer to tap your shoulder and whisper, "This is the one." However, be mindful, confirmation is meant to guide, not to replace discernment. The enemy knows how to mimic patterns. That's why God never gives confirmation without context. The peace of the Holy Spirit will always accompany it. Signs without peace are distractions. Signs with peace are direction. You are learning to decode heaven's language. Every chosen one must. For the more you grow, the subtler God's communication becomes. He trusts you to recognize his tone amid the world's noise. Sometimes he confirms through delays, other times through acceleration. When things fall into place effortlessly, that's often heaven's nod. But when doors close, no matter how much you push, that too is confirmation of protection, not punishment. Chosen one, every divine message requires patience. The same God who confirms will also conceal for a season. Don't rush his timing. You might receive a glimpse today, but full understanding weeks later. Confirmation comes in waves, each one preparing you for deeper awareness. As you walk through this season, hold your heart steady. When God confirms something, he does it with consistency. Truth repeats, deception contradicts. Pay attention to the details. You'll find that everything around you begins to echo the same message until your spirit has no choice but to say, "Yes, I see it now." This is the rhythm of divine communication. Heaven is deliberate, never random. Every sign, every repetition, every whisper is a thread leading you closer to destiny. The confirmations you're receiving now are the foundation of the divine encounter ahead. So stay sensitive, stay humble, and stay still enough to notice. The signs are already unfolding like petals of a flower, quietly, beautifully, purposefully. Heaven is not trying to hide the truth from you. It is revealing it to you, layer by layer, moment by moment. Chosen one, you are being led not by coincidence but by covenant. The confirmations surrounding you are heaven's fingerprints, proof that God is still writing your story with precision and love. Chosen one, there comes a moment when what was once invisible begins to take form, when the unseen becomes seen. This is the moment when destiny meets flesh. You will look into someone's eyes, and though your mind searches for explanation, your spirit will already know. It will not be a moment of noise, but of knowing. Something inside you will whisper, "I've met you before, even if you never have." That is what happens when divine timelines converge. Your spirit recognizes what heaven wrote long before your bodies ever met. It's not attraction alone, it's recognition. You'll feel it like a pulse, a quiet familiarity that floods your heart. You'll wonder why you trust them so quickly, why peace feels so natural, why conversation flows like rivers meeting after a long drought. That's not coincidence, it's divine memory. Your souls remember what your minds are only beginning to understand. The first meeting may feel ordinary, a glance, a brief exchange, a shared silence, but in the unseen realm, angels are recording it as fulfillment. Every prayer, every tear, every lonely night you thought was wasted was building up to that encounter. It is the divine manifestation of what heaven had already settled. Chosen one. This connection will not come to overwhelm you. It will come to awaken you. When God brings someone into your life with divine purpose, their presence will not compete with your peace, it will amplify it. You'll begin to dream bigger, pray deeper, and walk bolder. Their presence will stir something dormant within you, not because they complete you, but because they call you. You'll notice that when you speak, there's a sense of spiritual electricity, like heaven leaning in to listen. That's the sound of destiny resonating. You'll feel understood without explanation, supported without demand, and in that sacred exchange, something eternal will begin to unfold. The world may not understand it, but heaven does. When two chosen ones collide, their unity threatens darkness. That's why the enemy tries to sow doubt, distraction, and confusion early on. He fears what you'll become together. So he whispers lies. It's too fast, it's too good, it can't be real. But God's timing often feels sudden because you've been waiting your whole life for what was always meant. Chosen one. You'll know this is divine because it will feel like rest. You won't have to prove yourself, perform, or hide. You'll be free to be fully you, flaws and all, and still feel chosen. The divine connection doesn't demand perfection, it inspires transformation. You'll both grow not through pressure, but through presence, as the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians. Chapter 4, verse 16. From him the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself in love. That is what this connection represents: growth through unity, purpose through partnership. You are not meeting someone for comfort. You are meeting someone for calling. This is not infatuation, it is ignition. Heaven joins lives that will multiply light in the earth. You'll begin to notice that after meeting them, your atmosphere changes, things begin to accelerate, doors open without effort, opportunities align. It's as if heaven says, now that both pieces are in place, let the story unfold. That's because divine connections don't just bring companionship, they unlock destiny. Chosen one. You've spent seasons being pruned alone, and now heaven is entrusting you with partnership. Don't let fear make you sabotage what faith has been building. You are not reliving old pain. You are stepping into new promise. Allow your heart to trust the peace that surrounds this encounter. But understand, this divine connection doesn't mean instant ease. There will still be tests, moments that require patience, humility, and faith. Yet even in difficulty, you'll sense grace holding the bond together. You'll learn that love ordained by heaven doesn't fall apart at the first storm. It grows roots deeper in truth. Now, if your spirit feels that quiet resonance as if these words are echoing something you already knew deep down, respond to it. Type "I receive this" in the comments below. It may seem simple, but it's a prophetic declaration. It means you're aligning your spirit with what heaven is revealing. It's saying, "Lord, I'm ready to recognize what you've already prepared." And as you write it, don't just see words on a screen, see a seed being planted in your future. Every declaration of faith becomes a doorway for destiny to manifest. Heaven responds to expectancy, not emotion. Chosen one. What's approaching your life isn't a coincidence, it's covenant. You're not stepping into another chapter of confusion. You're stepping into divine clarity. Soon, what you sensed in the spirit will stand before you in the flesh, and your heart will know without doubt this was heaven's doing. So stand ready. Your recognition moment is closer than you think. And when it happens, you'll realize you were never waiting for a person, you were waiting for alignment. The wait wasn't wasted. It was preparation for the encounter heaven always intended. Chosen one. When heaven forges a divine connection, darkness does not sit quietly. The moment your spirit recognizes alignment, the enemy recognizes threat. You'll notice sudden tension, misunderstandings, distractions, old fears resurfacing from the past. Don't be alarmed. The shaking is not a sign that something's wrong. It's proof that something holy is forming. Every time God joins two destinies, or the enemy tries to insert division before unity can take root, the storm before the blessing is real. You may find yourself doubting the very peace that once felt certain. But remember, opposition is often confirmation in disguise. The presence of resistance means you're moving in the right direction. The enemy does not attack what isn't valuable. You have become a threat because your alignment carries power. Imagine two flints striking together, sparks fly. Not because they're incompatible, but because together they ignite fire. That's what divine partnerships do. They produce light, and darkness hates the light. Don't misinterpret friction as failure. Growth often comes wrapped in spiritual warfare. Chosen one. Spiritual resistance often appears through fatigue, confusion, or emotional turmoil. You start second-guessing, overanalyzing, questioning whether you heard God correctly. But you must remember, clarity is the fruit of stillness. When the storm rages, return to prayer. Anchor yourself in the Word. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14. Verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still and trust Him." You are not meant to fight every battle yourself. The one who connected your purpose to another will also protect that connection. You need only to remain still, spiritually centered, emotionally stable, rooted in faith. Heaven is not calling you to perfection. It's calling you to perseverance. Even the holiest connections go through fire, not to destroy them, but to refine them. The fire exposes motives, purifies intentions, and reveals whether the foundation is built on calling or convenience. And while you're walking through this refining process, remember that divine relationships are not transactional. They're transformational. They stretch you into deeper faith, teach you patience, and reveal God's love in new dimensions. But they also require care. You cannot expect a sacred bond to flourish if you starve it of attention, prayer, and grace. Every connection heaven sends is a garden, and like any garden, it must be watered. Some days it will bloom in sunlight, other days it will survive under rain. Yet even rain is part of growth. Don't abandon what God planted because it doesn't look perfect yet. Seeds take time before they become trees. Chosen one. While you're tending your divine garden, remember that this space, these messages, these words exist to help you nurture that faith. Think of this message as a lamp on your path, something heaven uses to guide you in seasons of confusion or fear. If these words have poured into your soul, if they've reminded you of your purpose and peace, I ask you gently to help keep this light burning. When you like this message, it's as if you're lighting another candle, helping it reach further into the darkness for someone else who needs it. When you share, you become part of heaven's echo. Your simple act might be the bridge between someone's despair and their destiny. And when you subscribe, it's not just following a page, it's joining a flow. You stay connected to the stream of prophetic words that refresh your faith and restore your focus when life grows heavy. Finally, if you feel led in your spirit, donate, not out of duty, but out of partnership. Imagine a lighthouse on a stormy coast. Every drop of oil poured into its lamp keeps it shining for lost ships in the night. Your support becomes that oil. It keeps these words reaching hearts that are drifting in silence, searching for direction. Each act, whether you give, share, or simply listen with an open heart, is sacred. Heaven multiplies every seed of faithfulness. The same God who sees sparrows falling sees every quiet act of generosity and gratitude you offer. Chosen one, the resistance you're feeling right now is temporary, but the light you carry is eternal. Don't let the noise distract you. Don't let fear convince you that peace was an illusion. The storm is only a veil behind it. Heaven is solidifying what it started. Soon, calm will return. The winds will still, and when they do, you'll find that the connection, the calling, and your own spirit have grown stronger. The fire didn't burn you, it burned away everything that didn't belong. So lift your eyes, steady your heart, and keep your faith rooted. The same God who began this work will complete it. Your obedience will become someone else's testimony. Your endurance will light the way for another soul in darkness. And when you stand on the other side of this storm, you'll understand why heaven had to let the winds blow, because diamonds don't form in silence, and faith doesn't mature in ease. Chosen one. When God sends a divine connection into your life, it is not for entertainment, it is for assignment. Every relationship that comes from heaven carries a purpose, a spiritual blueprint that aligns with your destiny. You were never meant to walk alone forever. You were meant to multiply impact. The one God is sending is not a replacement for your identity, but a reinforcement of your calling. This connection is a covenant, not a coincidence. It comes to awaken what isolation prepared. For a long time, you've carried burdens that felt too heavy to share, visions no one understood, prayers that felt too deep to explain. But the person heaven sends will not only understand, they will carry part of that vision with you. You'll find that their presence doesn't weigh you down, it helps you breathe. Covenant connections differ from emotional attachments. Attachments demand, covenants empower. Attachments drain energy, covenants multiply strength. Attachments pull you backward, covenants push you forward. When something is divine, it doesn't steal from you, it invests in you. Chosen one. Your new chapter requires partnership, because purpose is never fulfilled in isolation. Even Jesus had disciples. Even Moses had Aaron. Even Ruth had Naomi. Heaven moves through divine pairings, and each partnership births something greater than the individuals involved. You'll know this connection is covenantal when it carries mutual honor. There is no competition, no manipulation, no insecurity. You both understand that the goal is not personal glory, but shared obedience. You will begin to pray not only for each other, but with each other, and heaven will respond to that unity. There's something powerful about two chosen ones agreeing in spirit. Agreement multiplies authority. When you align with someone who carries heaven's fire, your prayers pierce through resistance faster. Your discernment sharpens, your courage strengthens. You begin to reflect divine strength in motion. But covenant relationships also require stewardship. You must protect what heaven entrusts to you. The enemy will always target covenantal bonds because he knows their potential. He'll try to sow small seeds of doubt, misunderstanding, or pride, anything to fracture the unity heaven created. That's why humility and forgiveness are not optional. They are armor. Chosen one. Learn to communicate with grace. Speak truth, but clothe it in love. When you are wrong, apologize quickly. When they stumble, cover them in prayer rather than criticism. Remember, covenant is not about perfection. It's about perseverance. The strength of a divine connection is proven not in ease, but in endurance. Every divine covenant mirrors God's covenant with you. It's built on faithfulness, not convenience. Sometimes you will have to carry them. Other times they will carry you. There will be moments when your faith feels weak, and their words will become your strength. In those moments, you'll glimpse the beauty of heaven's design, two hearts bound by divine purpose, walking through the fire without burning, through the storm without sinking. Heaven speaks clearly through the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9 to 10. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor if either of them falls down. One can help the other up. That is the essence of divine partnership. God sends people not to replace him, but to reflect him, to become living reminders that you are never walking alone. Chosen one, do not resist divine help because of old wounds. Some of you have been so accustomed to carrying everything alone that the idea of partnership feels like weakness. But dependence is not defeat, it's design. God designed humanity to operate in unity. Isolation was never heaven's final intention for you. This new connection will stretch you. Yes, but it will also strengthen you. You'll learn new dimensions of trust, patience, and compassion. You'll discover how to lead and how to follow. You'll understand that spiritual maturity is not independence. It's interdependence under divine authority. The more you honor the connection, the more heaven will honor your steps. God never sends support to a prideful heart. That's why your season of breaking was necessary, to make space for humility, to prepare you to receive what's coming without fear or control. There will be days when this covenant feels weighty, when differences arise, when emotions test patience. In those moments, return to prayer, the altar that holds your unity together. Remind yourself that this bond was heaven-born, not earth-forged. The same God who brought it together will sustain it when storms come. Chosen one, divine partnership doesn't mean losing individuality. It means finding completion within alignment. It means realizing that your calling doesn't shrink when you join hands, it expands. You'll begin to move in rhythms of purpose, understanding that what you're building together carries eternal impact. The connection God sends will not make you dependent, it will make you effective. And as you both grow, you'll notice how heaven uses your unity as a signal to others. You'll inspire those still waiting to believe again in divine timing, in faithful companionship, in holy love. So walk carefully, but not fearfully. You've been entrusted with something sacred, something that will ripple beyond your lifetime. A covenant connection is a reflection of God's own steadfastness. Protect it, nurture it, and remember, it's not just about what you receive from it, but what you build through it. The one heaven sends will stand beside you, not behind you or above you. Together, you will fulfill what neither could accomplish alone. This is the beauty of divine partnership, two chosen ones carrying one vision, powered by one spirit, serving one king. Chosen one. When divine alignment finally unfolds and the connection begins to flourish, there are signs that heaven has placed its seal upon it. These signs are not dramatic, they are steady, consistent, and radiant with peace. You begin to notice that your days feel lighter, your prayers flow more easily, your heart carries clarity instead of confusion. Divine alignment does not produce anxiety, it produces acceleration. When something is sent by God, it doesn't drag you backward, it propels you forward. Suddenly, the places in your life that once felt dry begin to bear fruit again. Ideas, dreams, and spiritual gifts that once slept inside you start to awaken. This is how you know heaven has placed its hand upon your connection. Your soul expands. You begin to notice how everything about your environment subtly shifts. The wrong doors close gently, the right ones swing open without strain. Your perspective changes, you no longer chase validation or force timing. Instead, you find yourself walking in rhythm with divine flow. When heaven breathes on a relationship, even ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Chosen one. Peace is the loudest confirmation of alignment. You'll sense it when you're with them, and even when you're apart. There will be no tension trying to control or impress, just freedom to be. The connection will carry both stillness and strength, like an ocean that's deep but calm. You'll sense the presence of God weaving through every interaction, making you both better, purer, and more focused. Heaven speaks clearly through the writings of Paul in the book of Colossians. Chapter 3, verse 15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace. And be thankful. That's the foundation of divine partnership. Peace ruling the heart, not chaos, not competition, not pride. When God sends someone, the connection won't feel like a storm to survive, but like a shelter to rest in. In this season, you'll feel doors opening quickly, opportunities that used to take months will unfold in days. It's because heaven accelerates what's aligned. Divine partnerships attract favor because unity is God's language. When two chosen ones walk together in peace, they draw heaven's attention. It's not just two people anymore, it's a movement, a living testimony of grace. Chosen one. One of the most beautiful signs of divine alignment is ease. You'll work together and feel productivity multiply. You'll pray and feel immediate response. You'll face resistance but find victory arriving faster than before. It's as though heaven assigns angels to assist every task you begin together. This isn't luck, it's alignment manifesting. And yet, remember, this divine ease does not mean absence of effort. It means that effort bears fruit. You'll still need to nurture the connection with prayer, patience, and humility. You'll need to communicate with love, to give as freely as you receive. The difference is, when it's divine, everything you pour in returns multiplied. Sometimes you'll find that others notice something different about you. They'll say you seem lighter, more peaceful, more focused. That's because divine alignment affects atmosphere. When your spirit is at peace, your presence becomes prophetic. It carries calm into every space you enter. You start to live not from striving, but from overflow. Chosen one, take a moment and look back. Every lonely season, every delay, every disappointment, it all led here. What once felt like loss was preparation. You were being shaped to handle this blessing with maturity. The storms trained you to value peace. The heartbreaks taught you to honor purity. Without them, you wouldn't recognize what you now hold. There's one more sign of divine alignment that's often overlooked: gratitude. When something is truly from God, you don't idolize it, you give thanks for it. You recognize it as a gift, not a possession. Gratitude keeps the connection pure. It reminds you that what God joins is not for your glory, but for His. So, as a prophetic declaration, type 888 in the comments below. Not as superstition, but as symbolism. 8 represents new beginnings. And this 888 declares that your new season of alignment, favor, and divine flow has begun. By writing it, you are saying, Lord, I receive peace as my confirmation and gratitude as my response. Chosen one, you are stepping into a rhythm where heaven's timing meets human readiness. The peace you feel is not temporary, it is the atmosphere of your new season. Guard it fiercely. Protect it with prayer. Speak life over it daily. And as you continue to walk in this divine partnership, remember, peace is not passive, it is powerful. It's the proof that heaven is in control. When others around you rush, you will move in calm certainty. When others strive, you will glide on grace. That's the difference alignment makes. It allows you to operate from rest instead of resistance. This connection, this peace, this acceleration, it's not random. It's reward. God is honoring your obedience, your patience, your unwavering faith in seasons that seemed endless. Now, heaven is returning what was promised, not in fragments, but in fullness. You've entered divine flow, chosen one. Let peace rule your heart. Let gratitude shape your words. Let faith carry your steps. The signs are here, the alignment is complete. Chosen one. When heaven entrusts you with a divine connection, you must learn to protect it. Not through fear, but through wisdom. Every sacred thing requires guarding. The more valuable a treasure, the more carefully it must be kept. God does not give you a covenant bond to display to the world. He gives it to you to steward in the secret place. The moment something holy is exposed carelessly, it becomes vulnerable to attack. The enemy is subtle. He doesn't always destroy connections directly. He weakens them slowly through distraction, comparison, and misunderstanding. That's why prayer must become your shield. The bond you've been given is not just emotional, it's spiritual. And what is born in the Spirit must be sustained by the Spirit. You must remember that love, even divine love, requires tending. Neglect is one of the enemy's most effective tools. He doesn't need to make you hate each other. He just needs to make you too busy to pray together, too distracted to listen, too tired to care. He whispers lies, twisting harmless moments into offense, exaggerating silence into distance. But you, chosen one, must be wiser than that. Guarding a connection means choosing grace over reaction. It means listening to understand, not to win. It means covering one another's weakness with intercession, not accusation. The person heaven sends is not perfect. They will have flaws just as you do. The strength of your bond lies not in perfection, but in persistence through imperfection. When disagreements come, and they will seek the voice of God before the voice of pride. Pride is poison to partnership. It hardens hearts and silences love. But humility restores what pride breaks. In moments of tension, step back and ask, what is the enemy trying to steal here? You'll often realize the issue was never really about words. It was about distraction. Chosen one, protect this connection from the opinions of others. Not everyone will understand what God is doing between you. Some will question, some will gossip, some will project their own fears onto your faith. You do not owe explanation where heaven has given confirmation. The less you explain, the more you preserve peace. We are reminded through the writings of Solomon in the book of Proverbs. Chapter 4, verse 23, above all else. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guarding your heart does not mean building walls, it means setting boundaries. Healthy boundaries preserve holiness. Know what to share and what to keep sacred. There are moments, prayers, and revelations that belong only to you and the one heaven joined to you. Protect them as you would a flame in the wind, carefully, consistently, reverently. You must also protect your connection from stagnation. Growth requires intentionality. Continue learning, praying, and evolving together. Don't allow routine to replace revelation. Make time for gratitude, for laughter, for reflection. Celebrate the small miracles, answered prayers, moments of peace, shared victories. Gratitude fortifies what complaint weakens. Chosen one, you have been entrusted with something heaven calls a living altar. Each act of kindness, each prayer spoken in unity, each word of encouragement adds another stone to that altar. Over time, it becomes unshakable, a memorial of faithfulness. That's why your connection must stay anchored in worship, not just affection. When God remains the center, the bond endures beyond emotion. Protecting divine connection also means protecting your individual relationship with God. You cannot pour from an empty spirit. Keep your own flame burning. Seek God alone before seeking confirmation from another. Two strong lights shine brighter than one weakly burning wick. When both of you stay rooted in Him, your unity becomes unbreakable. There will be times when distance or silence tests you. In those moments, resist the urge to panic. Silence is not absence. It is space for reflection. God often strengthens bonds through stillness, teaching you both to trust what was spoken even when it's not being said. Chosen one, remember what is born in heaven cannot die on earth unless neglected. Keep your connection watered with prayer, guarded with peace, and wrapped in humility. Every attack against it is a sign of its power. Every misunderstanding that resolves in love is another victory over darkness. So walk gently with what you've been given. You are holding something eternal, something rare. Protect it not with fear, but with faith, knowing that what God ordains, no force in hell can undo. Chosen one, when heaven unites two lives for purpose, something extraordinary happens. Their fires begin to merge. It is not merely love that binds them, but mission. The light within each begins to amplify the other until their unity becomes a torch that pierces darkness. The world may see two individuals, but heaven sees one flame. This kind of bond transcends emotion. It becomes spiritual combustion. Each prayer prayed together carries double the power. Each act of obedience reverberates with multiplied force. You begin to notice how your presence together attracts divine momentum. What you struggled to accomplish alone begins to unfold naturally in partnership. It's because heaven always honors unity. When two chosen ones walk side by side, their influence extends beyond themselves. People around you will begin to sense something different. Hope will rise where despair used to dwell. Faith will stir where fear once lingered. That's the mark of divine fire. It's contagious. It spreads silently but powerfully, igniting others to believe again. Chosen one. This merging of fire is not accidental, it's strategic. God brings together those whose flames are similar in intensity but distinct in purpose. Like two candles melting into one beam of light. Their union doesn't erase individuality, it magnifies essence. One carries vision, the other carries strategy. One speaks, the other intercedes. One builds, the other sustains. And together they fulfill heaven's design. This kind of unity cannot be counterfeited. Flesh cannot manufacture what only spirit can sustain. You'll know it's divine because it produces growth. Not just emotional warmth, but spiritual fruit. The atmosphere changes when you worship together. The heavens respond differently when your prayers join. Chosen one. The union of two burning hearts creates a sound in the unseen realm. Hell trembles at it. The enemy has always feared unified believers more than anointed individuals. Alone, your flame glows. Together you blaze. The darkness that once pressed against you now retreats. You become living proof that love born in heaven carries authority on earth. This merging is also purification. Fire refines. In the presence of shared purpose, ego burns away. You begin to see how your differences were never obstacles, they were balance points. What you lack, they supply. What they lack, you restore. It's a divine exchange of strength and vulnerability that keeps both humble before God. Sometimes the merging is uncomfortable. Fire, after all, is heat. It exposes impurities, burns away pride, demands transparency. You may feel moments of friction, honest conversations, convictions, confrontations, but all of it is sacred. It's heaven's way of refining the bond so it can carry greater glory. Heaven speaks clearly through the prophet Amos. Chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together? Except they be agreed. Agreement is the furnace of divine power. Without it, flames flicker. With it, they roar. Agreement doesn't mean sameness, it means shared surrender. It means you both decide. We will not let pride divide what heaven joined. It's a conscious choice to remain in alignment even when emotions shift. Chosen one. When two walk in divine agreement, their lives become a sermon. People see their peace, their patience, their faith, and are drawn to the source of that light. Their unity becomes a prophecy in motion. Declaring to the world God still writes holy stories between human hearts. There will be moments when the weight of this calling feels heavy. Carrying fire means carrying responsibility. Your light will draw others who are still lost in shadow. Some will misunderstand you. Others may envy you, but you must not dim your flame to comfort their confusion. Keep burning. You were never meant to blend into darkness. You were meant to guide others out of it. Chosen one. The bond heaven gives you is not for private comfort alone, it's for public transformation. Together you will intercede for others, restore faith in broken places, and become a living answer to someone's silent prayer. Every word you speak, every action you take in love becomes a spark in someone else's night. Guard your unity. Feed the fire through prayer and shared purpose. Keep reminding each other why you were brought together, not merely to love each other, but to serve something eternal. The greatest relationships are not measured by emotion, but by impact. How many hearts will burn brighter because you met? That is the question heaven asks. And as your flames merge and your influence spreads, never forget the fire is borrowed. It belongs to the one who lit it. Your task is not to control it, but to carry it faithfully. When the time comes, you'll look back and see that your connection was never just about you. It was about generations watching, learning, and believing that divine love still exists. Chosen one. As the fire within you grows, something begins to shift deep inside you. Start to realize that this entire journey was never only about meeting someone else. It was about rediscovering who you are in the eyes of heaven. Every season of isolation, every moment of waiting, every divine encounter has been shaping your royal identity. You are not just a believer wandering through time, you are a crown bearer, chosen for divine dominion. The person God sent into your life was not meant to complete you. They were meant to confirm you. They became the mirror that reflected the royalty you had forgotten you carried. When you stand beside them, you remember you were never ordinary. You were born marked for purpose, and the crown was always yours. You only needed a reminder of your worth. Chosen one. destiny always comes full circle. The same God who called you from the shadows is now calling you to stand in the light of your own authority. You have walked through fire, but now you wear flame as armor. You have endured loss, but now you carry compassion as your sword. The crown is not a decoration. It is a declaration that you have overcome. As written in the first letter of Peter chapter 5, verse 4, when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away. That crown is not just for eternity. It is for every moment you choose obedience over rebellion, faith over fear, purpose over distraction. The crown is recognition of victory in unseen battles. Chosen one, when you realize your royal identity, everything changes. You no longer chase what is beneath you. You attract what aligns with you. You stop explaining your worth and start walking in it. The one God sent didn't make you chosen, they helped you see that you already were. You are stepping now into a new authority, a maturity that doesn't boast, but blesses. The crown is not for shining alone, it's for serving with dignity. True kings and queens don't flaunt power, they carry peace. You are called to walk among others as light, not as a title, but as a testimony. And as you listen to these words, if they touch something deep inside, take a moment not for performance, but for reflection. If this message has reminded you of your worth, if it has spoken to that quiet part of you that almost forgot who you are, I ask from the heart, help this flame continue to reach others. When you like this message, you're not just tapping a button, you're planting a flag of light in a dark algorithm. Every like tells heaven, keep sending the word forward. When you share it, you become a bridge for someone else who may be one breath away from giving up. Your act of sharing might be the spark that reignites another chosen one's faith. When you subscribe, it's more than following a channel, it's saying, I want to stay connected to the flow of divine truth. It's keeping your spirit in rhythm with messages that realign you when the noise of the world grows loud. And if your heart feels moved, donate. Think of it as adding oil to a lantern that lights countless paths. Every gift, no matter the size, becomes fuel for the mission, fuel that allows more words, more messages, more moments like this to reach those still lost in silence. When you give, you are not paying, you are partnering with purpose. Your generosity doesn't disappear, it circulates on, it becomes the whisper that reaches another soul at midnight, reminding them they too are chosen. It becomes hope passed forward, multiplied by heaven's hand. Chosen one. Even the simple act of commenting your thoughts, your reflection, or your prayer below carries power. It's not just interaction, it's intercession. Every comment becomes another brick in this altar of voices that heaven hears. It says, I'm part of this move. I'm awake. I'm ready. You see, crowns are never given for isolation, they're given for influence. The more you step into who you are, the more others will rise beside you. This is how revival begins, not through noise, but through identity remembered. You are a torchbearer now, one whose words and presence call others out of slumber. So, wear your crown boldly, chosen one. You've earned it through endurance, through faith, through unwavering love. The world needs to see that royalty still walks humbly, that power still kneels to purpose, and that heaven still crowns the faithful. Now rise. Your story is not ending, it is expanding. And every act of faith, your like, your share, your generosity, your prayer is another jewel in the crown of obedience you wear before heaven. Chosen one, when two lives align in divine purpose, walking forward together becomes more than companionship, it becomes a calling. You are no longer moving as one person's story. You are walking as a living testimony of what obedience can build. Heaven has joined your journeys not to make life easier, but to make destiny possible. In this season, you'll notice that your pace changes. You are no longer moving in circles of confusion. You're walking in steps of clarity. What used to drain you now fuels you. Every goal, every conversation, every plan begins to revolve around impact rather than ego. That's the mark of divine partnership. Self fades, purpose shines. Together, you begin to sense that life has taken on rhythm, a steady divine cadence. You pray, and peace follows. You move, and doors open. Even in stillness, you can feel motion, a gentle current guiding you toward greater assignments. The one beside you is not a distraction, they are a compass. And together, you are learning to listen to the same voice, the quiet, steady whisper of God directing your steps. Chosen one. This journey forward will not always feel easy, but it will always feel right. There will still be battles to fight, but now you won't face them alone. Where one once stood trembling, now two stand unshakable. The strength that once flickered like a candle now burns like a pillar of fire. Your unity becomes a weapon. Heaven's pattern is always partnership. Moses and Aaron stood before Pharaoh together. David needed Jonathan's loyalty before he could wear the crown. Esther needed Mordecai's counsel before she stepped into royalty. Even Jesus sent his disciples out in pairs. Why? Because divine movement thrives in agreement. Purpose matures in shared obedience. You are being invited into that same rhythm too, walking as one, not bound by convenience, but joined by covenant. Your forward steps are not random, they are orchestrated. Every decision you make together is shaping the landscape for those who will follow. Every prayer you whisper together becomes a seed planted in eternity. The beauty of divine partnership lies not in perfection, but in persistence. You will face moments of uncertainty and even misunderstanding, but the love born from heaven will anchor you through it all. True covenant doesn't demand to be understood at every moment, it chooses to stand even when understanding is delayed. You'll notice, too, that the world begins to respond differently. People will see you both and sense something beyond human chemistry. They'll feel peace radiating, purpose vibrating. It's not charisma. It's the evidence of God's hand resting on two lives in alignment. The way you speak, the way you serve, the way you forgive, it all reflects heaven's pattern. The ancient words recorded in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21, still echo with truth. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice saying, "Walk here." That voice will guide you both. It will interrupt your haste, correct your fear, and confirm your faith. You will hear it in moments of stillness, and it will keep you from straying when distractions arise. Together, you'll learn to pause before decisions, to wait for peace before progress. Chosen one. Walking forward together means trusting God's timing more than your own plans. Some seasons will require patience, waiting for doors to open, for opportunities to mature. Others will demand courage, stepping out when logic says wait. But as long as you both listen for his voice, you will not lose your way. In walking forward, you'll also discover the beauty of shared resilience. One day your faith will be strong while theirs feels weary. Another day, the roles will reverse. But because your hearts are anchored in the same divine source, you will never fall apart at the same time. Heaven ensures balance in those who walk by covenant. You'll face new assignments, dreams that seemed too large when you were alone now look possible together. God will begin to expand your influence, not for fame, but for fruit. You'll find yourselves blessing others in ways that surprise you. Every act of service, every word of encouragement, every prayer for someone else becomes part of your shared legacy. Chosen one. This is how heaven writes stories: through unity that overcomes adversity, through love that outlasts storms, through obedience that echoes across generations. The steps you take now will become the footprints others follow. So, walk forward with confidence. You are not walking into uncertainty, you are walking into fulfillment. The same God who brought you together will continue to guide each step, shaping every season with purpose, even when you can't see what's ahead. Trust that your feet are walking in promises already written. Together, you are more than a partnership, you are a prophecy fulfilled. Every step you take resounds through the heavens, declaring that divine timing is real, that love can still be holy, and that obedience still builds miracles. Chosen one, move forward in faith. The road ahead may twist and turn, but the voice that called you here will not fall silent. You are walking into the unfolding of everything heaven never promised. Chosen one, when the journey of obedience reaches its fullness, heaven begins to reveal what all the waiting, all the refining, all the tears were for. You start to see the pattern that was invisible before. Every disappointment was redirection. Every delay was divine preparation. Every season of silence was a stage being built for this moment where destiny finally blooms before your eyes. This is the season of reward. Not a worldly prize that fades, but a spiritual inheritance that endures. You are beginning to live inside the answers you once only prayed for. The weight of past struggles no longer feels like punishment. It feels like proof of God's faithfulness. The same hands that held you in heartbreak are now crowning you in fulfillment. Chosen one. Heaven honors those who stay when others walk away. Those who believe when faith costs something. Those who love when love is not returned. You have been faithful in the shadows, and now heaven is bringing you into light. What you planted in pain, you will now harvest in peace. The blessing that comes after endurance is not just external, it transforms you internally. You begin to carry a calm that cannot be shaken. Things that once broke you now only bend you. You have matured into stability. You no longer chase signs because you've become one. Your life itself testifies that obedience is never wasted. You may look around and realize that the very areas where you once suffered most have become your greatest sources of wisdom. The nights of loneliness taught you intimacy with God. The losses taught you discernment. The betrayals taught you compassion. Every scar now glows with purpose. You do not resent the wilderness anymore, you revere it. It was holy ground disguised as hardship. Chosen one. This is what divine completion feels like. Not noise or chaos, but quiet fulfillment. There's no need to prove anything now. You rest in the knowing that heaven saw it all, and nothing was in vain. Even the smallest acts of faith were recorded in eternity's archive. You'll begin to see fruit where there was only faith before. The relationships heaven planted begin to flourish with stability. The visions you carried in silence begin to find wings. The one sent into your life no longer feels like mystery, they've become ministry. Together, you reflect the beauty of heaven's design, love anchored in obedience, peace sustained by purpose. Heaven speaks through the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. The person heaven sent into your life is no longer just part of your story, they are part of your reward. Through them, you've learned the language of grace, the discipline of patience, and the beauty of mutual surrender. You've both walked through the fire and emerged refined, not burned. This is the evidence of covenant, what was tested and did not break. Chosen one, you may feel an unfamiliar stillness settling around you now. That is the peace of completion. It doesn't mean the journey is over, it means the foundation is secure. You've built something that will last, something no storm can undo. The same God who began this work has brought it to maturity. And yet, divine reward is not the end, it's the beginning of stewardship. Heaven gives increase to those who can handle it with humility. Your next task is not to strive, but to sustain, to protect this peace, nurture this connection, and continue walking in obedience even when the spotlight fades. True reward is responsibility. You have become a lighthouse. Others will look to your story and find direction. They will see your scars and believe in healing again. They will hear your laughter and remember that joy can return after sorrow. You are no longer just a receiver of promises, you are now a deliverer of hope. Chosen one. This season of divine reward comes with clarity. You'll begin to see why some prayers were answered differently, why some doors stayed closed, why certain people could not remain. You'll understand that what you lost was never meant to limit you, it was meant to launch you. Heaven had to remove what could not hold the weight of your calling. Now you walk lighter, freer, anchored in gratitude. The things that once frightened you now fuel your worship. The future no longer feels uncertain. It feels like an invitation. You've learned that trust isn't blind, it's bold. You no longer ask when because you've learned to live in now. Chosen one. This is your reward, peace that passes understanding, purpose that outlives emotion, and love that reflects heaven itself. What God started in isolation, He has completed in unity. You are living proof that obedience opens doors effort never could. So stand tall, breathe deeply. You have reached the turning of seasons where the pain of planting becomes the joy of harvest. You are not the same soul who once prayed for breakthrough. You have become the answer to your own prayer. Heaven smiles upon you, not because you are flawless, but because you are faithful, and faithfulness. Chosen one is the currency of eternity. You've traded your tears for testimony, your waiting for wisdom, and your wilderness for wonder. The reward of the chosen is not merely blessing, it is becoming. You have become the living proof that grace wins, that patience pays, and that heaven never forgets a promise. Chosen one. Take a deep breath. This is where the journey settles into stillness. You've walked through revelation, refinement, and reward. And now heaven invites you to rest in the fullness of what has been spoken. Every word, every whisper, every sign was meant for this moment to remind you that you are seen, known, and chosen for such a time as this. The message doesn't end here. It lives on through you. You've been entrusted with divine understanding, a light that cannot be hidden. Someone out there is standing where you once stood, waiting for confirmation, aching for hope. Let these words flow forward. When you like this message, you help it reach another searching heart. When you share it, you extend heaven's hand to someone who might be scrolling through despair right now, unaware that destiny is waiting to meet them. If this message has stirred something sacred within you, leave a comment below. Write what resonated, what awakened, or even just a prayer. Your words may be the very confirmation another soul needs. Comments are not noise here, they are echoes of faith, threads that weave a community of the chosen, joined not by chance, but by calling. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Stay connected to the flow of divine messages that remind you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. Every message is another spark to keep your fire alive. You are part of something eternal now, a movement of light carriers rising across the world. So go forth, chosen one. Carry peace wherever you walk, hope in every word, and faith in every breath. Your crown is not heavy anymore, it fits, and your light is just beginning to shine.